Hey everyone, it's Anna. Welcome back to my channel. So if you're like me and you love pattern paper, you probably have an entire stack of old designs that you've used, little scraps of this and that. What I decided to do was grab a handful of these and put them to use. My little bin over there by my cutting table was getting a little overflowing. So when that happens, it's time to dig through and put some of them to use. I also grabbed out this box, and in here I keep stamp designs that I've stamped out and colored, and in this case these are all even glittered, and they're ready to be added to card fronts. So I had just tons of these little stamped images ready to be used. Some of them are left over from other projects, like this was my Christmas card one year, and I stamped a whole bunch of them and colored them up, and by the time I got done making my Christmas cards I had 5 left, so I just kind of stuck them in this box. You know, there's stamp designs in here that I've done for Whippersnapper, all kinds of stuff in here. There's even stamp designs in here that I haven't colored yet. So like here's a cutie from Peddler's Pack. My friend had this stamp, and so she sent me this stamped image. It's called Snowcat. So super cute. Here's one that I had stamped and started coloring and then probably got interrupted by something. And so I just kind of stuck it in here as well. But anyway, I pulled out this box because I knew I had a whole bunch of these colored images that were ready to be used on cards. Then what I did is I cut myself a whole bunch of these just inexpensive white cardstock layers. These are cut to 4 by 5 1/4. And what I needed these for was a base for all of my scrappy pieces of paper. So once I have my base pattern paper, or my base layer here, I can add adhesive to it, and then I can go through my stack of papers here and pick out some that kind of work together. Don't necessarily have to be from coordinating paper lines, but you know, they can be complementary colors or patterns. So there's that one. I could have used this one. I can then also have used this one as well. And so just by adhering these pieces of paper then to my backing layer, it gives these little strips of paper some stability. So once I have them all adhered down the way that I like them, and making sure that I'm covering up the back layer, that white piece of cardstock, completely, then I take it over to my paper cutter, and I can really quickly and easily trim it back down to 4 by 5 1/4 by following the outside edge here of my backing layer. So it makes that process really quick and easy. Then what I can do is I can really quickly make some cards. So that's exactly what I've done. So I've taken my colored images here that were all ready to be used, and I've taken a whole stack of my assembled little strips of paper and was able to make 15 cards in just a few hours. So let me go ahead and share these with you. I did this too while I was just sitting here watching TV, chilling after work, enjoying the evening. And so it was just a nice way to pass some time, but also get some use out of my scraps, clean out my scrap bin a little bit, and also put these already colored images to use. So let me go ahead and share my cards with you. So this, I think all the images are from Whippersnapper, but they may not be available any longer, so keep that in mind. The idea here is just to encourage you to use your scraps in a really easy way, and not necessarily promote the images if they're no longer available. So here's the first card then. And some of the background layers are pretty simple and pretty straightforward. Some of them get a little scrappier than others, so I'll make comment to those. But this one's pretty straightforward, just 3 strips of paper and the image. So real cute. I also didn't finish the insides of the cards. I just left them blank inside. And so when I go to use this card, then I'll add my sentiment, or in this card, for example, since it's black, I'll add a white die cut layer here. And so I'll just be showing you the card fronts. So here's another card that I made. This image also is from Whippersnapper. I'll just mention if they're not from Whippersnapper because I think they all are. So I also have, you know, on my desk I keep all kinds of little trays of odds and ends that don't get used on projects. So I also had some little pieces of ribbon, lace ribbon in my little dishes as well. So I used those. And then of course some buttons and twines and things like that too. So that's a cute little image, isn't it? This one was 3 strips. You know, this was a strip, the brown. There was text. This was a full strip, and then the snowflake. But what I noticed when I came back to my table after cutting it was that the piece of text paper was just white up at the top, and so I didn't want that. So I grabbed this extra piece of brown and I just adhered it to the panel as well. So it's a little thicker, but that's okay. Cute, cute. Here's another one that got a little extra scrappy. So the blue piece of paper was 1 piece. The green piece with the holly was another piece. But it actually only went to about here. This piece here only went to about here. And I wanted to continue this green layer here to the outside edge so that it complemented his scarf. So I found just a super really thin strip of paper, this green here, added it to the edge. And then because I had a gap, I had to find another green out of my little strip of paper stash and added it here. And so these are just little tiny squares covering up the gap here. So this card is extra scrappy. But I really wanted to use greens here to pull out the greens in his hat and scarf. And when I grabbed, my little scrap paper stash, I don't have a lot of true greens and purples in here. So, I had to be a little creative with piecing this one together. Getting on with some spring images. This one is Anika. She may still be available at Whippersnapper. I love that she's got the little tulip on her coat, and I love her basket of flowers. So, and this one, I also pulled out one of the little scraps of rickrack trim that I had in one of my little dishes here. So this one was fairly easy, just 4 strips of paper. This one too, fairly straightforward. And then I added another die cut here as a banner, and that die cut was in one of my little dishes as well. You also may notice that the mat for most of them is gray, and I did that so that I could just really quickly die cut a bunch of mats and not have to think about what colors maybe would coordinate. And I wanted it to be gray instead of a stark black. So this image is watercolored on Fabriano watercolor paper, and I knew I didn't want to throw this away, so it got stuck in the box of, ready to use images. So it was really fun to pull that one out and put it to use on a card. And then I added glitter as well. So cute and sparkly. This card, this piece of paper here was actually in the stash, my scrap stash as a it was almost 6 by 6, not quite. So what I did when I cut it down, I just flipped that extra piece over, the piece that I trimmed off of the rainbows, and this polka dot piece is the back side of the rainbow paper. So I just flipped it over and glued it down. And I think it turned out really cute. This one was pretty straightforward, just 3 strips of paper. And I added a whole bunch of lace there. Here's another bunny. This piece of paper here was in the scrap bin as well, but it had a little tear or something here, and so I just covered it with this little floral print. It was maybe like I die cut something out of it, and it was just a little, like a little snip out of it. So cute, cute. Here's another one that I made using a great big piece of trim. So it was fun to be able to put these together. As long as you have, complementary colors or images that look okay together, it makes for a really fun, scrappy background. So really fun. This is just 3 strips of paper. Really, really easy. Here's another one that was just 3 strips. This one though, this strip wasn't the same. Oh, actually this is one that was just a square. And I just cut it in half. So there's actually nothing behind her right here, except for the white background. And you can see, maybe you can or can't see, but they're actually different widths here. So it wasn't a perfectly square piece of paper, but that works. I think it's cute. Here's one that were fit perfectly down the center there. So I just had to use 2 pieces on this one. And then here's another one. So I think they turned out really fun. And it was a really quick way to make a bunch of cards. I like the green polka dots with that floral pattern paper. So cute. And the last card I have in here is my little bunny card. But I did use the same idea, the same concept here behind, where I did piece all the little background layers together too. So you got the green, there's a piece of orange with a geometric shape on it, and then this floral print as well. So cute, cute, but a really fun way to use up your scraps, and a really quick way to build your card stash. So hopefully this provides you with a little bit of inspiration, and maybe this weekend you can pull out some of your little card scraps and put them to use for your card stash. So thanks for watching my video. Hope you enjoyed, and have a great weekend. I'm sure I'll be on later to share more inspiration with you. So thanks for watching, everyone. Have a good one. Bye.